All right, news for you.
So Jennifer Cybil, is that how you say it? Newsom? It's just as cray-cray as her husband. This video has been floating around where she talks about really an awful tragedy that I did not know, where her older sister, when she was 8 and Jennifer was 6, was accidentally killed in a golf cart accident.
Yep.
Which is horrible. Just putting that out there. But the rest of this video is just insane, the stuff that comes out of her mouth.
Well, she's equally nuts as Newsom, and he has horrible, retarded, destructive thoughts as she does, and super liberal thoughts. But as a politician and a dude, he can measure them a little bit. She's not a politician, and she's a chick, so she just spits it. She just spits it out.
You think he measures all of his comments when he just disagrees with somebody and calls them gay or insinuates that they're a child predator?
He does a better job of measuring. When he sits down with Ben Shapiro and they start talking about women and men and sports, he catches himself and does. A little bit. Well, listen to me. Stop arguing with me. He does a better job, not a good job. He can measure himself because he's a politician. He's a dude. He can measure.
But when he's with people that agree with him, I think the crazy really comes out. And I think in this situation, she's sitting with somebody. She's not sitting with you or Ben Shapiro. She's sitting with somebody that's nodding along and agreeing with her.
But she also will say higher percentage of insane things out loud. That's all I'm saying. Or you can argue. You can say
this is pretty insane. This thing she's about to say is very insane.
All right, here we go.
I had to be very raw when we interviewed the young men who were juvenile offenders in San Quentin. I told them about my own loss, where I lost my older sister a few days before my 7th birthday, and I blamed myself for her death. And I share
By the way,
that.
Hold on. That is the whitest thing ever, killed by a golf cart. These other guys, they're all in San Quentin, they're all juveniles, so they all lost their sister to a stray bullet with gun activity, gang activity or something. Nobody got run over. That is a white person problem.
To me, we should almost tick off how many crazy things are that she says, because it's like, what loss is she talking about? Crimes that they committed? Like, if they murdered somebody, is it really a loss?
They do this, you know what it is? A lot of Muslims are being discriminated because some people did something. Oh, you mean radicals flew commercial airliners into financial centers and killed 3,000 people? Some people, something.
That's the first crazy thing that she said.
That's what they do.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
I lost my older sister a few days before my 7th birthday, and I blame myself for her death. And I share that because that they ultimately were accused of committing these violent crimes and sentenced for life. And I think it shocked them that this, blonde lady who was, interviewing them had a similar story, was perhaps in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Insane thing number 3.
But
insane thing number 3
I went down, and many of these kids had killed a Korean liquor store owner by running him over with a golf cart by mistake. And now they're in San Quentin.
And she has a similar
story. Right. Everything was a mistake. They're all there.
If we're going to circle back to narcissistic behavior as well, like talking about her appearance as she's talking about trying to help these young men in prison.
She's a white person with blonde hair. So there's more here. So she's clinically insane. By the way, this is why you don't want any of these people in power, because she would let all of them out.
Because they're similar to her.
Right. They just made a mistake.
She was perhaps in the wrong place at the wrong time, but wasn't punished the way they were, because clearly it was an accident, but theirs was probably an accident too. So anyway, I share that just because I guess, I quite enjoy spending time with people and being real and
Why?
unmasking.
She
and
unmasked.
showing them that it's safe to unmask
There's a lot of
themselves.
makeup for someone who's unmasking. All right, so I would love to just go down the rap sheet of these fucking guys, like stabbed a stranger in the neck on a bus.
Yes.
Ran over somebody after they were trying to steal their cattle.
There was an
converter.
accident. And,
Yeah,
and the only reason they're there is because they're not a
wrong-
white blonde woman.
And well, there's a lot of it's timing. You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Remember the city council woman or the
Was it up in Seattle?
no, this is Chicago. This is the one who was talking it's the ombudsman or whatever who was that? Sorry, Andrew will know, but remember Chicago, that chick was up there and like, well, she was just out enjoying the lake at night. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. Yeah, no, she was murdered by an illegal, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Older woman, sorry.
Oh.
Older woman. Remember?
That was talking about that poor young lady that was murdered.
It's like,
Yep.
it's just, it could have been you or me. It was just a little bad timing going on out there. Yeah, she was just murdered, gunned down,
By
killed,
an illegal immigrant.
executed in the back by an illegal immigrant, but wrong place, wrong time. And we don't know what happened. I mean, maybe she went out to the pier and startled the young lad.
So remember last week when we were showed
Jesus
the
Christ. These people are not going to fucking rest until every homicidal maniac is running the streets.
Well, and it's very interesting that their narrative has changed from don't blame the victim to blaming the victim.
Yes.
And last week we played that clip of Amber Rose and Nick Cannon talking about how like she's hardcore conservative now. And ironically, maybe 12 years ago, she did kind of like the, what was it? It was
Slut
like
march.
The slut march.
I was a grand marshal. I rode in a convertible Miata.
And I remember at the time, a lot of conservatives were like, "Wait, what the heck? We're okay with women like dressing like sluts now." But her point was, it's not. You can't make the short skirt. It was the woman's fault argument. And
Yeah.
at that time, before she became more conservative, she was saying that was what conservatives did.
Right.
Oh, how the turns have tabled, to quote Michael
Yes.
Scott. That now it is literally the left that is saying, "Well, it's that poor young woman's fault." They didn't even say poor young woman. It's just her fault for being where she was when she was. It's not their fault for having a porous border that lets violent illegal criminals in.
Yeah.
It's the victim's fault.
Yeah, Andrew, you were saying it the other day, but many have said it, the sort of short mini skirt argument. She shouldn't have been wearing that if she didn't want to get raped, which is something they argue against all the time, but it's what they do now. We have the clip of
The Chicago.
Mariah Haddon, Chicago alderwoman. Yeah, it's all the same speech. It's all some people did something.
That was Ilhan Omar that said that, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, one of my
Some
faves.
people did something, and now by the way, and now the Muslims are the victim because white guys called him a towel head or something versus being dead. But this is her, which is great.
We're out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood, and it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally.
Startled the person on the pier.
So if I startle a man with a gun on the streets of LA, is
allowed
Mayor
to
Bass
shoot you.
going to be like, you know what? She was asking for
Only
it.
if you're running away screaming and he shoots you in the back.
Okay,
Then
but I might have startled him.
somebody did something.
If somebody jumps over my fence and then I threaten them with a gun and then they start to run away and I shoot them in the back, I would go to jail.
Oh, yeah.
But that guy gets defended by idiot politicians after murdering a young woman. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's how they love. They have to. They've been put in an unenviable position, which is they let in a bunch of illegals, and then they declared their cities and states sanctuary cities and states, and then the illegals they let in who are seeking sanctuary in their states are killing Americans, and now they're in a weird position that they have to defend the illegal killers because that was their idea, and really the reason these people are dead.
Do you think that our first person, or what is it? What does she call herself?
Partner.
First partner thinks that she appears genuine in these videos? It's kind of like when Gavin said that he was coming to LA to work on the homeless problem and he didn't meet a homeless person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they haven't been to the Dream Center. Ivanka frickin' Trump has been to the Dream Center, meeting homeless people and handing out food. And they say that they care, but not seeing you do anything that actually shows that you care.
The optics are always weird. Like, remember during COVID and Nancy Pelosi was on like Jimmy Fallon's show and she's like, let me show you my 2 walk-in Sub-Zero refrigerators whose combined worth is way more than your family's worth. I like chocolate. I like imported chocolate. I like special chocolate. It's like everyone else is sitting.
It's easy to stay at home.
Everyone else is sitting in their 1-bedroom apartment with no air conditioning, planning on getting divorced and day drinking. And she's giving us Willy Wonka's factory tour. And like someone had to say, bitch, literally, that is more refrigerator than most people's net worth.
Yes.
And maybe optically with all the insider trading and everything, like maybe that's not, maybe you should go out to the garage.
As you sit on Billionaire Row.
Right.
Behind gates and armed security.
Right.
Get a little perspective.
I don't know why people don't say, you know, you dress to the nines lecturing people on what it's like to lose somebody or whatever. It's just, it's all kind of gross.
I think that we are all guilty of listening to the own confirmation bias that we want to hear and living in our own bubble. Left, right, and center.
I get it, but we don't have handlers. Like people, consultants, consultants have to go like...
Consultants are just there for the paycheck, though. They don't give a shit about like...
But they should also be like, going to the French Laundry in the middle of a pandemic is just not... It's not worth it.
I agree,
don't do it.
But when you're in that bubble where everybody else wants to be in that crowd and hang out and do those things, and you yourself as a consultant want to be able to do those things, you're not going to ruffle or, as my grandma used to say, like, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you.
Well,
so
that's
they sit
why...
there and they nod and they tell her that she's doing a great job comparing her childhood tragedy to murders on death row at San Quentin, and they don't realize that the general public is like, what the actual...
This is why the job title needs to be changed. When I started my morning show, taking over for Howard Stern, we had Jimmy Kimmel as a consultant, but his job was as an insultant. He would come in and go, today's show sucked. Adam, you talked about vintage car race for 22 minutes. I timed it. That you're boring the shit out of everyone. So really what you need is an insultant.
Okay.
And that insultant would go, you're not going to come up there dressed like Barbie, wearing 20 grand worth of jewelry, and then tell people about the haves and the have-nots and all that. And Gavin Newsom, you can stay at home and I'll go get you some French Laundry. What's your favorite soup? And I'll bring it back to your mansion. But you're not going to sit in a group in the middle of a terrace with 28 other people with everyone's got a fucking phone and they're going to film you after you've locked everyone in their own house. No. Now, that's a retarded idea. You go home. I'll go to the French Laundry.
So what you're saying,
and get checked. It's an insult.
You see, liberals need conservatives. We should start a side hustle.
Insultant.
We volunteer as tribute to be the conservative insultants for liberals.
Yes.
Only if they pay really well.
All right, one more story.
So Billy Bush recently claimed that ABC had apparently 75 people in a division to, quote unquote, get Donald Trump back during the 2016 election. He made the shocking claim on a recent episode of, my former boss's show, Sean Hannity, where he revealed that ABC allegedly had that department, and the Access Hollywood alum dish that ABC News thought that they, and he knows about it because he knew the guy that ran it. He said it was dedicated to basically getting Trump, and the big network news all have different voices all over politics, but not them at the time. Here he is.
Determination to find something. Yeah. Imagine going around asking that question: who has something? Who has, there's evil in that.
ABC,
even if it's somebody that we don't like.
They had a division dedicated with 75 people in it, because I know the guy who ran the division. Jeez. Which was dedicated to basically getting him.
Wow.
And all the big network news did. I understand all of that. Like, what you can do, they have a voice, and different networks have different voices.
They're...
All right. The thing, this is all fine, except for the part where at a certain point when Trump is being interviewed by Leslie Stahl or some fire, some Ted Cruz type comes in and goes, look, I get it. I know how you vote. Sir, I'm a journalist. How dare you assume that you don't know how I vote? Like, listen, that's all you do.
Remember back
all you guys do is go after Trump. It's literally, when you look at those things, it's like 97% negative reporting on Trump, 3% positive. Kamala Harris, 94% positive, 6% negative. It's like, everyone knows what's going on but you.
Yeah, well, and it's not just Trump. This is going back years and years and years. I mean, remember back to the Candy Crawley, like shushing Mitt Romney?
Yes.
When he was rebutting and following debate rules against Barack Obama?
He duct taped a dog to the roof of his car and killed it.
His binder full of women.
Binder. He keeps women in a binder. And then he shaved that gay kid's head in high school, except for we can't find that kid. That kid's probably living with Kamala Harris's McDonald's manager somewhere in seclusion. Jesus Christ.
I think what's sad, though, is that this stuff keeps coming out. I mean, we had the NPR whistleblower after the CEO of NPR was like, oh, no, we're fair and we're balanced, and please don't take away our tax dollars. We represent the local communities, yada, yada. And then you have all these former NPR employees recently saying, no, like, it is such a bias behind the scenes. I think my frustration is we talk about this, Sean's talking about this, but you still have a vast majority of the American public that doesn't understand this.
That's the part. It's so blatantly obvious if you just watch their coverage, how they vote and who they're rooting for and who they endorse, whether they say it out loud or not. All right, this Friday and Saturday, Salt Lake City, Utah. Wise Guys Comedy Club, 6, 8:30. A couple of shows Friday, a couple of shows Saturday. And then Sunday, San Diego. Solana Beach, Dawson's going to be there. Jonathan Kite's going to be there. Rudy's going to be there. We'll do a live show there at the Belly Up. And then we'll see Alicia Krause in Phoenix coming up. Desert Ridge Improv. 5 shows there. Merch store, we got a lot of good stuff there. You can check that out. Alicia Krause, give you a plug.
Daily Wire, Instagram, X.
And Aaron Wexler on tour right now at Aaron Wexler. Show you how to spell it.com. Until next time, it's time for Aaron and Alicia saying mahalo. Thanks for tuning into the Adam Carolla Show. You can watch the full show on YouTube. Just search Adam Carolla Show and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also get the podcast wherever you like to listen. And for extra content, ad-free episodes, and more, you can head over to our Substack and sign up today. Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. A judge, I got a mandate. Get it on. Monique Marvez, very funny stand-up comedian. Back in studio, live dates all over the place. I'll tell you about some of those in a moment or two. Good to see you again, Monique.
My pleasure. I was looking at your sign where you're going to be.
Yeah.
My dad was a fanatic. I used to go to Sebring when I was a child in the 60s.
You went to Sebring.
24 hours of Sebring, many times. My father would wake me up at dark 05, and we would drive up to Sebring.
Well, I don't want to correct you or your dad, but you couldn't have gone to the 24 hours of Sebring.
Why not?
Because it's the 12 hours of Sebring.
Okay. Well, whatever the thing is that we'd have to sit there forever.
Yeah, because it'd be 6 in the morning till 6 at night.
Yeah,
or
and it'd be
whatever
dark and cold.
Be dark and cold. Sebring's in Florida.
Middle.
It's a track, but it's an airport.
Basically.
It's an airport track. I guess it's like a sort of a road course, but it's flat because it's a thing. And when people, they're dedicated tracks like Laguna Seca and Road Atlanta. They're tracks. They go up, they go down. Sebring is flat because it's an airport, and they do it as a street course, like they do the Long Beach Grand Prix. It's a street course. You know what I mean? Vegas is a street course.
I'd be curious to know if in the 60s they ever did it longer than 12. I'd be curious.
Oh, you can look it up, but the
you didn't know about Vince Champs, the serial rapist, till I brought it to your attention.
The answer's going to be no.
Okay,
it'll be the
fair
12
enough.
hours of Sebring.
Okay.
And I have a car, so I got the Newman. Now you're looking up at the Newman cars, which are going to be in Santa Ana at their new home at the Jordan Family Classic Cars. And all 13 cars will be there. We'll be doing a lot of live podcasts there. But one of the Newman cars that's there is a car that won outright at Sebring. It didn't win its class. It won the race
The whole
at
thing.
Sebring. Yeah. Wasn't Newman driving it. It was after Newman drove it. But it won Daytona outright. It won Sebring out, right? And it won Le Mans in its class. So it went to all that. But your dad would get you up to go see the 12 hours
Yeah.
Sebring. And who... would you be there for 12 hours?
Oh, absolutely. And then he would go and stand by the track to see the people. And, you know, it was like when people follow baseball and they watch. We have that in Florida, too. But my dad liked racing. So when I did radio in Indianapolis, I brought him up to go to the Indy 500.
Great spectacle.
Unbelievable.
I would say the Indy 500 is a lot like the Kentucky Derby in that you really don't need to be into horses. You're just that you can be there for the spectacle
Absolutely.
of it. But now, what years do you figure you went to the 12 hours of Sebring?
Well, I was born in 62, and I have a ridiculously long memory. So I'm going to tell you 66, 67, 68, 69. So we moved to North Miami, and my dad's life got busier.
I think you can look this up, Dawson, but I have a recollection of the late, great Steve McQueen winning, maybe coming in second overall at Sebring, driving a Ferrari with Mario Andretti, when that would have been 68, 69, somewhere in there going into him making the movie Le Mans. So you may have seen the great Steve McQueen
Trust
as a kid.
me, this is my childhood. Mario
Really?
Andretti. When you talk about these things, it like warms my heart because it's
70. He won or came in second. 70. Sebring with a cast on his foot. That's Timothy Chalamet would not do that today. Today's actors are not the
It's a different
old
thing.
school actors. Oh, Peter Revson was his co-driver? Something's wrong. There's a Mario Andretti. I think there's a Mario Andretti. Maybe it's not. But he drove for Ferrari. A Ferrari. Peter Revson was a popular drive.
from the Revlon family.
Oh man, the stuff you know.
That's why I love being on here, because knowing it's no fun if someone else doesn't know that you know it.
Oh yeah, Mario Andretti won, and Steve McQueen came in second with Peter Revson of the Revlon family. Back when rich guys would go racing,
Absolutely.
and Revson, I think, died in a plane crash not that long after that.
We had a Miami Grand Prix in Miami in the 80s. Very short-lived, kind of a financial disaster, but it was fun. They shut down downtown Miami.
McQueen's left foot was in a cast from a motorcycle accident. He got in the fucking car. Anyway, by the way, pre-fiberglass cast, old school cast.
How do you shift?
Paper mache.
in that? Is the clutch closer to the pedal? You can use one foot, or
He's probably using his foot to get out of the pits. And then he's probably shifting without the clutch. He's like rev matching with his right foot on the throttle and popping it in downshift. If you rev match, you can drop it into that gear, and you don't need the clutch.
I had no idea.
So that's what.
So
that's
many
what
good
he's doing.
memories. My dad had an MG, and he would let me change gears. Like I would sit in the passenger seat, and he'd say "now," and I would get to change gears when I
Your
was a little kid.
dad got a lot of living in, didn't he?
Oh, my dad, when I was a little girl, he'd say, "I'm going to live fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse." And I'd say, "How are you going to do that? You're not good-looking now." And we would but he was amazing, and he exposed me to so many things that in the 60s and early 70s, dads didn't do with little girls.
No.
I'm so grateful.
Yes.
And he gave me amazing advice. My dad, the best piece of advice I would pass on to any human, not just a girl. My dad said, "Monique, one day you're going to be broke. One day you're going to be brokenhearted. Make sure it's not the same day."
Oh man, I think there'd be quite a contrast between your father and my father in terms of how they approached life. Because I don't think. Here's how I will tell you how different your dad and my dad would be. I participated in the Toyota Grand Prix as a driver, celebrity race, 5 times. I won 2 times. I won once as a celebrity and then once in the pro division. My dad, who lived in Altadena, where's the track? You know what? Let's try. Oh, at the time he was in North Hollywood, probably. Let's see Studio City closer. Dawson, miles from Studio City, California to Long Beach, California. My dad lived, I'm going to guess, 23 miles from the track. It was always on a Saturday, and my dad's never worked a Saturday, and he never went to one of those races.
Wow.
That's an incredible disdain for racing, I would say.
Well, it's not just racing, but who cares about the race? His son is doing something.
I would enjoy, and it's 38 miles. So anyway, under an hour drive on a Saturday. By the way, I drove in I didn't stay there. Every time I did, I just slept in my house, got up in the morning, and drove out there. It's a 47-minute drive on a Saturday. Never been to one.
Did he go to your comedy shows or anything?
No. He didn't go to any stuff of any kind, ever.
People would walk up to my dad after shows at the Miami Improv when I was just starting out, and they would say, everything, you know me, everything I say is no hyperbole. People would walk up to my dad, Mr. Marvez, you must be so proud. Your daughter's bright or funny, whatever they'd say. This is my dad's answer. Monique was a fully formed demigod by the age of 7. That's what he would tell people, and they would compliment me.
So, going to Sebring, by the way, yes, Newman did participate in the Miami Grand Prix because it was even in a Miami Vice, I think, opening or
absolutely.
episode. They would show the race.
The track. Yeah.
And he rode. So what they would do is the Trans Am division where Newman was racing, not the Trans Am cars, everybody. God, everyone drives me nuts. I go, Newman drove his Nissan 300 in Trans Am. He drove a Trans Am? No. He drove a Nissan in Trans Am, the series Trans Am. They have all different kinds of cars. Like Smoking the Bandit? No. He drove a Oldsmobile Cutlass in the Trans Am series. There was Oldsmobile Trans Am. I realize people don't listen at all. That's why no one fucking knows anything. But he was racing in that Trans Am race in Miami. Mm-hmm. And his best friend and driving partner who drove the other Nissan Z, Jim Fitzgerald, died in that race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in, 86, maybe 87. But Newman was driving, and your dad was probably down there watching Newman drive.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. Crazy. He was, my dad was an immigrant. Mm-hmm. He was Venezuelan, and he embraced American culture. You know how sometimes an immigrant is just so happy and delighted to be here? My dad just embraced American culture. Elvis, Sinatra.
like Ilhan Omar. Wait a second. She fucking hates this country. She wants everyone to be Somali and wear a do-rag.
Well,
I love guys like your dad. Yeah. I love the people who come here and go, this is the best place ever. And I love it. And I despise the ones who come here and talk shit about this country. It drives me nuts.
I tell people, because I'm not an openly political person, I'm a private person, but I say there's a difference between politics and patriotism. Yes. Not only am I patriotic, and I've done a bunch of USO tours and I've been to Iraq, I'm openly, avidly patriotic.
Good.
Like I was just in Disney. I dragged a friend to the American Adventure in Epcot. It's an older film. It's been there for a minute. This is going to make you either love me or think I'm crazy. I have seen that 40 times. I grew up in Florida. We went to Epcot every year. I have seen the American Adventure at least 40 times. I cry every single time, Adam.
Listen, it's now having an American flag wave or cheering on the men's hockey team makes you into some sort of MAGA far right, whatever. It's insanity. It's insanity.
It's not right.
It's not right. You can be patriotic and have nothing to do with Donald Trump or MAGA or whatever.
Absolutely.
All right, but it was hijacked. Andrew brought this up to me. I brought up yesterday. Several days ago, I was bringing up Hyena's Comedy Club and how they misspelled my name. They spelled my name correctly, and then just below it, literally a quarter inch below it, they put my name again, which was unnecessary, but spelled it completely differently.
Is this Texas Hyenas?
This is Texas Hyenas.
And it's still there?
I don't know. We'll have to grab a screenshot, or I'll put it up for you, or whatever that is. But
hilarious.
We'll
Now, did you approve that promo picture?
I know everyone just takes everything, but we'll blow it up. Go the other way. Sorry.
Were you heavier then? That's not a great picture.
I have no idea. They just took a picture.
They do that with me too. They'll pick the worst picture ever off of some social media and then put it as my headshot.
They always take the worst one. All right.
Oh my, that's hilarious.
All right, it's Corolla. They messed up 2 letters. They messed up the A and another L, and it's directly beneath my name, which is spelled correctly in bold. So I have no idea what we're doing. I have no idea why, but supposedly the same person wrote this thing and typed it up. All right. Anyway, I just marvel at it. Oh, by the way. All right. So then, by the way, here's the weirdest misspelling of all time, which now is going to bring us full circle. And then Andrew pointed out to me earlier today that the New York Post did something on me, and they spelled my name Adam Carolla, bizarre plan to fix Mexico permanently by bringing in Israelis. All right. They spell Adam Carolla Corr. So they got an extra R and an O, and then Olla.
It's almost like Carolla. Are you Puerto Rican now?
No, I am now. Yeah, I tell you that. So then I know he's fast. And then at the bottom, right under the bold, my name completely jumbled, it says conservative comedian, which, again, you can just say comedian, because no one ever says progressive comedian. They just go comedian. Conservative comedian and podcaster Adam Carolla, now spelled correctly, 2 inches below the butchering of my name. What is going on? Is it a concentration thing? Everyone is completely checked out. I've realized people can't pay attention.
There's no proofreading anymore. I was in journalism class in high school and we had to proofread everything. And, even now I read emails out loud because that's how you catch mistakes.
Yes. I would tell everyone all the time who would hand me copy to read on the air, live reads. I'd go, read it out loud. Read it out loud. They go, well, it's all good. I go, you'll hear it when it's wrong. Full circle. And it's in the computer somewhere, Dawson, but good luck with this one. When you do the Toyota Grand Prix, at the end, you get a little gift bag, I don't know, a mug, a towel, or whatever. They give you a little die-cast model of the car they raced. It's 7 inches long and 4 inches wide. It's like a little size of a sandwich. And they give you a little model of your car, and they put your number on it, and they put your name on it. Because in the race, your name's on the bumper, and it's on the windshield, across the windshield. My name is spelled 2 different ways on that 7-inch car. Somebody had to apply it. You don't go buy that car. You have to take the little letters off and hand stick them, and print them out and put them on that car. It is spelled 2 separate ways on the same car, 2 inches away from one another. There's pictures of it in the computer because 10 years ago we did it. And the car's here somewhere. It's in the back or whatever. But is that nuts?
Your name is not terribly challenging.
I agree, but as I was yelling about, I'm looking at your last name. It's fairly phonetic and it's pretty easy, but I would never assume I could spell it. I would just look it up.
I get Montez, Marquez. Right. I mean, I've had my name at the Montreal Comedy Festival. I'll never forget it. A dear friend of mine now, Andrew Gross, completely butchered my name. He called me like Monica Montez or something, in front of 2,000 people in a theater at an event at Montreal. I was like, okay.
The other thing I was ruminating on, not to do with this, but California rules and all the red tape that people complain about, I was trying to get a property appraised, a home appraisal. And things involving property and mortgages and buying homes and stuff. Like, I bought my first home out here late 96. There was probably about 7 or 8 pages I need to sign. I bought a home 6 months ago out here. There were 145 pages. And by the way, multiple pages in multiple places of did not discriminate against a realtor because of the color of their skin or their sex or their sexual proclivities. Like 8 of the pages were just somehow some sort of race discrimination. Fucking lawyers and bureaucrats, and the shit just keeps getting thicker, and people go, what's wrong with that? It gums up the works. It makes things more difficult than they need to be, and it also costs money. These guys who are going to appraise this house, which is being worked on to get refinanced, need, in the appraisal, smoke detectors. And I'm like, what does smoke detectors have to do with the appraisal? Just go appraise the fucking house. By the way, the house could be in any shape it's in. You know what I mean? It could be half knocked down. Just that's what it's worth.
Know what the value is.
What the value is. No, you have to have smoke detectors because I guarantee that's a law. It's a lawyer. It's a bureaucrat. It never existed in the. I've had a million places.
My mom had the thing. We had to change out all her smoke detectors before she could sell her house.
Oh, really?
We went through that in NorCal.
Another law. But I get maybe the change out before you sell the house, but before you appraise it?
No, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And it's when people go, it's too expensive to build in LA and the homelessness and they can't build affordable housing. This is all part of that rigmarole of why they can't do anything.
I agree.
Okay.
I think what challenges me, and I'm missing parts. I always say I'm like IKEA furniture. Like, you know how there's parts on the instructions that didn't go in and you're nervous?
Yes.
One of the reasons that I'm not openly political on either side is because everybody plays dirty pool to their own agendas. And if anybody says, no, but these people are nicer than those people, I have a very hard time because I'm a critical thinker. Let's just cut to the chase. You know, what is absolutely positively necessary to get something done? Let's start with the absolutely positively necessary.
I agree.
And then if we need to layer a little bit, but everything has to be mystified and esoteric so that people can just justify themselves, their position, what they do. The fact that you're a podcaster, if somebody says, what does Adam do? I drive cars, I'm a podcaster, I'm on the radio. Those are 3 legitimate things. You can point to a microphone, you can point to a car. When I'm at a party and I ask somebody what they do, and they're like, I'm in financial products. If you can't, I don't even want to talk to people that can't point to something and say, I did that. You know, my father's an architect. I'm a comedian. Like, you know, I'm very challenged by all of these. The only word I can think of is esoteric, ethereal, non-real, made up, BS. Like,
yes.
Like, what do you do? What do you really do that helps another human being?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to help another being. You could. Your
job
you
is
could make
to
saddles. I don't really care.
But
I
that
just
helps
want
somebody.
something.
They want to ride a horse.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
That's what I mean.
Want to ride
Goods
a
and
horse.
services.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't really do anything, people, especially there's a lot of people who make a ton of money not doing anything, which is crazy. But so Dawson, there's no picture of that car in the computer anywhere, is there? Well, we didn't label anything, by the way, so it doesn't really matter. But that New York Post article, what did it say is the question. Did it screw up my idea of moving all the Jews to Mexico and getting them out of Israel? And we'll see because a lot of times they fuck up the idea too, not just the spelling.
Well, real quick, how the Carolla mistake can happen. You know how no one drives well anymore because they're texting the entire time. Maybe there should be a campaign of no texting while you're writing an article.
I don't know how we're going
They
to
have to
enforce
be
it, but I'll try.
distracted.
And let's be honest, things have changed too since the legalization of marijuana because it's not as
God.
detectable as alcohol.
Everybody is
If
so
you're on-
fucking dumb and stoned.
If you're on alcohol, I can smell you, your eyes are, but if you're chewing gummies or whatever, I talk to people and I feel like the both oars aren't in the water.
Oh, they just ran a clip from my podcast on there. Okay, that's fine. I get it. You can take it down unless they. If were they showing a clip, Andrew? Is that what I'm to believe? They're just running the clip on their website?
No, they just transcribed what you said in the podcast.
Okay,
into the
well,
article.
that's fine. They just transcribed it. All right. Next thing I wanted to get into. There was this big thing with the LAUSD school board where there's like $1 billion. They're constantly being sued because they have these pedophile teachers and they can't get rid of them because the union, the school board union, the teachers union is so powerful that they literally can't fire horrible teachers and ones that get caught in pedophilia. So they take them and they shift them to the shitty neighborhoods where the people don't complain, like speak Spanish mostly, and the kids, mom and dad work all day. They literally take the shit teachers and they ship them off to where the poor
Like
people
the Catholic
are.
Church used to send bad priests to Arizona.
Right. And then they continue, except for now with people that can't lawyer up sort of situation. But and I'll play you the clip, the news clip, and then I'll tell you my solution.
Okay.
LA Unified School Board is borrowing another $250 million in bonds to settle claims of sexual misconduct. These latest bonds are in addition to the $500 million authorized less than a year ago. This is according to the LA Times. The extra money is needed because of a bill that extended the statute of limitations for filing civil lawsuits regarding childhood sexual abuse. The total cost, including financing, is expected to exceed $1 billion. The money will be paid out of the district's general fund over the next decade or so.
By the way, I love that notion that we just got to raise taxes so we can cover all these expenses. Like, how about we reel it in a little with the molestation and the lawsuits and the, bullet train to nowhere and the fraud and the daycares and all of that? How about we tighten our belt a little bit instead of asking everyone for fucking more money every 10 seconds? But there's a problem, and I've realized it, which is, when Karen Bass gets sued by the LA Fire Department chief because of how she mismanaged a fire or whatever, she'll sue Karen Bass, and then we'll end up paying the fire chief the money. Karen Bass not paying the money. We'll pay the money to her.
Well, here, the reality is we, whatever you want to put in air quotes, always pay the money.
Yes.
And here's very interesting. I used to be on KFI. I did a talk show on KFI.
I know it well.
And thank you. Well, the station, maybe not my show, but
No, I know your show.
Okay.
I would listen to it.
Thank you.
I listen to it on the weekend.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Was it Saturday?
Yep. Wow. I
Saturday.
really am flattered and honored.
I'm going to go Saturday early evening is when I would later,
Mind blown.
start at 5 or 6
Mind
or something.
blown. But here's the upshot. When in 2013, I would have heated conversations with Robin Bertolucci, the program director, because I told her, I said, look, people get their news on their phone. They want opinions. They want personality. They want people to break it down for them.
Yeah.
The getting your news on the radio doesn't happen anymore. It's just radio was challenging because as comedians, we see things coming down the pike before radio people see them putting the car in gear in the driveway. So I remember, because I would say, I want to talk about phenomena. I want to talk about things where you're going to remember that moment and say that. And there was a story, Adam, where a young woman called a teacher who had molested her years earlier. It was past the statute of limitations. And she called the teacher and she recorded and videotaped herself talking to the teacher and saying, why did you do that to me? And the teacher was like, you were special. Like, it was a full-on conversation where the teacher pretty much admitted it, but took it out of the context of molestation. It was young girl to woman. Leopards don't change their spots.
Sorry, young girl to woman.
To a woman, meaning it wasn't a male teacher. It was,
a female teacher
who had molested a young woman.
Okay.
And the woman had continued to get promoted.
Right.
And by the time the teacher,
right.
By the time the YouTube video went viral, the teacher was a I want to say San Bernardino principal. Mm-hmm. She was a principal, and within a few days, all the laws of you can't record somebody without them knowing, it became a thing. And I remember saying, I'm going to talk about this because the problems, the problems don't start necessarily in a court of law or because of taxes. The problem is it's secrecy. It's not calling people out. Like you say, it's not lawyering up. It's moving people from place to place. And the one thing that the internet has created, whether it's whatever you feel about Julian Assange, is the ability to disseminate information broadly and quickly. And it was dominoes falling down because after that, I remember saying on the air, this is going to start a domino effect. Anybody who's ever done anything is going to be called out. And within a very short amount of time, the whole Catholic Church started also people coming out and the priests were saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But even though they taped them, let's say illegally, they didn't tell them they were being recorded.
Oh, sorry. Are we back to your first case?
Well, both of them, because then a young man came forward, and that's what started.
Oh, you're talking about the Catholic priest?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there was taping there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But, and here's what's going to happen with these school teachers, and I'm a very firm believer in this. At some point, there's going to be vigilante justice. Some Mexican brother with a grudge is going to take somebody out, and then it's going to become a real...
Cain Velasquez just got out of prison for trying this.
There you go.
He was literally trying to hunt down the guy who was accused of molesting, I think, his daughter. But Cain just got out. And that was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, by the way, first year I did the Celebrity Grand Prix, Toyota. Cain Velasquez was in my celebrity group. Now, yes, check me on Cain Velasquez, because I swear I heard he just got out.
And try and find the story. Forgive me, but it was early 2014, and it was a female school teacher principal that was taken out in cuffs. She was arrested.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was arrested.
All right, try to find that story. And yes, Cain was just released 10 days ago. Okay, so there's an inherent problem as I was trying to kind of figure this one out.
Well, they have to turn their back. The union has to do what's right and hang these people out to dry.
Right, but they're not going to do it.
If the Pope can do it, they can do it.
The union is always going to try to protect the union members and the teachers. So that's.
Do you remember the Angel Hernandez case where those 4 CPS workers looked the other way when that little Angel Fernandez
was being beaten all the time?
Yeah. And the school teacher's the one who came forward, a female school teacher, saying, he's got bruises, he's got BBs embedded in his face.
Right.
Nobody listened to her.
Right.
And I would have left it alone. But when I was on KFI, I would read their names out loud every Saturday night because Gregory Merritt, I used to call him Gregory No Merit. Gregory Merritt was let go, and because he was almost at the end of his tenure and, et cetera, he didn't just say, I was involved in this hideous case. I'm lucky to get out with my, alive.
Hold on. You have to give his title. People don't know.
He was one of the workers that just signed off, I think, the woman who never actually visited the kid.
He was a child protective service people. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just trying. There's a lot of names, a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get everybody's
and the funny thing is, I'm talking about things that happened like 10, 12 years ago, but they're kind of a little bit fresh in my mind because when you talk about the union was trying to protect these 4 people that had completely dropped the ball on these children.
Not the teachers union, but the child protectives or whatever.
They were protecting these 4 people that were watching this child be tortured.
I know.
In plain sight.
It's so sad. All right, so now
you can't do it as a society. If you're protecting anyone who harms a child, shame on you. Bad karma. Shame.
Gabriel Fernandez.
The worst.
It's the name.
That was 2013. Summer of 13 was when it came forward.
All right, so now that's the child.
Yes.
Gabriel Fernandez.
Yes.
Okay. So now there's an inherent problem as I was thinking about it. with this. School teachers are people that basically want a career and a lifetime of working around other people's kids.
Absolutely.
And that's not appealing to most folk.
No.
Most folk, if you said to me, would you like to spend all day with other people's kids and not get paid that much? I would go, that doesn't sound appealing to me.
It's a calling. My mother's a nurse, the worst. Impacted bowels? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
It's a calling.
Well, we can call it a calling, but it also means a higher percentage of them are going to be attracted to kids and have an ulterior motive.
Well, like scoutmasters.
That's what I'm saying. So there's an inherent flaw, because if you said to most people, would you like to work around other people's kids and like discipline them and deal with that all day and not get paid very much? They'd go, I'm not attracted to that unless there's something in it for me, like I'm attracted to kids.
There's a bonus.
And then you would want to be around that if that's who you're attracted to. So it's like, it's sort of like when gay guys will say once in a while, like, if I ever said to one of my gay friends, I'd go, what's pretty cool about being gay is you go to the locker room at the Bally's Fitness Center, you get to go in the shower and you get to look at good-looking dudes who are naked. And they go, oh, come on, don't flatter yourself. I go, no, why wouldn't I? Look, if I could go into the ladies' room, I'd go into the ladies' room. What's different about this for you? And it's like, oh, please. But it's like, just admit it. You'd hang out there. Gay guys are always in great shape because they're always, guess who'd always be at the gym if I got to hang out in the ladies' locker room? I'd be in fucking great shape about now. Think about it. It's all, Dawson, you don't go to the gym very often.
No, not often.
But if I told you there's a gym up the street and it was, $28 a month and you could go there and do, work out, whatever, but you were fully authorized just to go hang out in the ladies' locker room after you're done working out and take a shower with the ladies, that might be incentive for you to join that gym.
Would you like to hear a very prurient story?
And you'd be in good shape. So hold on. I do, but let me just finish this thought.
I was just putting a pin in it.
You are attracting people in teachers that probably have a higher percentage of being a pedophile because they would like to spend a lot of time in the company of kids, which to me, who's not attracted to kids, sounds like the most boring. That sounds like a prison sentence to me. And that's why you're bringing up scout leaders. I always used to say, when you'd go to one of those scouting meetings and they'd have the parents there and the kids, and my kid was in scouting for a little while. They'd have those meetings.
My brothers too.
The way they should do it is they should say, who wants to take these kids camping up to Mount Pinos for 3 days? And the first guy who raises their hand, Ted, you're out. Who else? Randy, you hand up? Yeah, you're out too. Brad, you're taking them. And then Brad would go, the fucking playoffs are this weekend. Are you nuts? I'm not going to spend my day on a mountain with a bunch of... That's exactly.
The guy.
Exactly. You are the man for this job, Brad. That's how they should do it. So when I see that first hand go flying up, I'm like, I don't know what you're volunteering to be around all these kids for a long period of time, but I don't trust you now. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. There are a lot of women in my life, especially one, who inspire me with what they can do. And with International Women's Day right around the corner, I want to acknowledge that it's probably difficult to carry so much. And no matter how anyone seems on the surface, sometimes therapy can help lighten the load. That's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. They have questionnaires in place that will help you find the right fit so you can focus on your goals. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. It's BetterHelp, right, Dawson?
Your emotional well-being matters. Find support and feel lighter in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Carl. Carolla. That's betteraglp.com/Carolla.
It's funny you should say that because I have that about almost anything. Number one, because if you look at something, if people looked at our lives, they go, who wants to be broke and maligned and mistreated by bookers and treated like cattle? And, our job wasn't easy at the beginning of our job. It sucked.
Stand-up comedy.
Yes. It's not, it's a hazing. It's brutal. It's unkind. It's brutal. It's, et cetera, et cetera. But I say the same thing about power. I always say, where's the politician who's the soft sell that everybody's like, that guy should run for office? Like, no, I don't want the scrutiny.
Right.
It'll destroy my family.
Yes.
Like, I want that guy. Like, I want Atticus Finch to run for,
You want the guy who doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
not
but he
the
knows it's the right
sociopath
thing.
who
Yeah.
can't get enough
Exactly.
of him or herself, which we're now just collecting in droves now. But your prurient story.
Here it is. Here it is. So I actually was in Humble, Texas, in high school at this crappy co-ed gym. I think it was even called like Roman Spa or something.
What year was this?
1980 and 81. I'm a senior
Okay.
in high school at Humble. My parents divorced my junior year of high school, and I went from Miami, Florida to Humble, Texas.
They couldn't suck it up for a couple semesters.
No.
What about it?
It's your whole life you're in one place, then you graduate in Humble, Texas. So, yeah.
No more Sebring for you.
No. We had a Dairy Queen brazier. Excuse me. So we had a co-ed gym called the Roman Spa. It was owned by a Mexican guy named Tony DeSanto. He's probably dead for sure. And he used to say he was Italian, but he was Mexican. Like his staff would say, he's not Italian,
Right.
But the upshot is it had co-ed wet areas. You had to wear a swimsuit to get in the jacuzzi, but they couldn't afford dual. So it was co-ed. And the showers were showers, but you had to wear like a swimsuit to wash your hair.
They couldn't
you couldn't be
afford
naked.
like two facilities.
Correct. So there was this one guy that I used to purposely wait to watch him shower. When I was, I did.
He'd be wearing trunks.
Yeah, but
he looked pretty good in that shower.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. So I would watch him shower. So then my mom made me go to this wedding. And I'm sitting in the church in the pew, and she's like, oh, my friend showed up with her husband, Ron. And I turn around, and it's shower guy.
Wow.
Shower guy is sitting behind me. You can't even imagine.
I taught boxing at Always Better. Oh no, that was Always Better Closets. I'm getting lost on all my old jobs. Bodies in Motion, and there were a couple of women who belonged to that gym, and one that was just a fucking knockout, like just best looking person you ever seen. She's wearing her tight workout stuff, and she was just like unbelievably good looking.
Let's get physical.
I mean, she was so hot. She was Olivia Newton-John hot, and big old titties, and super hot, beautiful. And if I could have headed into the fucking showers with her, I would have definitely timed my workouts.
Absolutely.
I would have been right in the middle of round 2 punching a heavy bag. And as soon as she went for the shower, I would just drop my gloves and trotted right on in there.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. So anyway, gay guys, don't try to pass that bullshit on us.
Oh, no.
Plus, you guys, especially back in the day, but now you guys had all sorts of gay magazines and gay porn and stuff.
Advocate.
Don't tell me you don't like looking at dudes naked. There's 1,000 magazines about dudes naked.
So staring at dudes naked it's a national pastime.
That's why everyone goes, gay guys are in great shape because they have to be attractive to other dudes, and that's part of it. But also, gay guys get to look at cocks at the gym when they go in the shower all day, and you'd spend a lot of fucking time at that Bally's.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I used to go to this. We used to call it the sports erection because there was a sports connection on Santa Monica and WeHo that was just good times.
Oh yeah, I mean
in the 90s.
Yeah, West LA, West Hollywood dudes, gay dudes.
And they used to always eat at the Kookaroo. They always ate at the Kookaroo.
Right.
Because it was healthy, skinless chicken. And then they'd go work out at the sports erection. And guess who? Because I'm not going to sleep with them. I just like looking.
Yeah.
So I was all about working out all the time. I was fit as a fiddle.
Does it change anything in you if a guy is gay versus straight?
To look at him, aesthetics?
Yeah.
Here's what I will tell you. The short answer is no, but here's the interesting thing. What women find attractive in a man and what gay men find attractive in a man are two different things. I've had many a conversation with my gay friends, and what they think is going on. For instance, I'm not a size queen. I say a big penis to me is like a 12-year-old driving an 18-wheeler. Like, you're going to hit the guardrail, someone's going to get hurt, nobody needs that much horsepower.
That's right.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing, like that is not a thing for me at all. Quite the opposite.
It's a thing for the gay guys.
Oh, yeah. Not me. I'm like, I like fair to midland. Yeah, I'd rather have a little active tiny dancer.
You want something that is just sort of a snackable cock, not a big hoagie.
Yeah, I don't want to walk like I got to have spurs the next day. You know what I mean? Nobody needs that.
All right, so you want a little less in that department, whereas men want a little more.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing.
Like, I like eyes.
You like eyes?
I like eyes. I like men with and they don't have to be like long lashes or blue. I like interesting eyes.
I never really thought about this, but there's a lot of different gay guys. There's tops and there's bottoms and there's what have you, right? And then there's gay guys who just blow each other. They never get into the anal sex, right?
Okay, fair enough.
I'm basing this on a few of my gay friends and filling me in.
Well, I have tons of them because I'm I'm a certified fruit fly.
Oh, you are?
Certified.
So I would only go off of what they told me, but if in fact you're a guy and the deal is you participate in anal sex, how big a cock do you want that other guy to have? I mean, I feel like you're complaining. You got more space than I do.
Trust me, I did a bit where they took me to the Hustler store for a TV pilot. The Hustler store, when it was the big Hustler store back in the day, right on Sunset. And I remember, I was doing all this funny stuff, being a comedian. They're filming me, and some of the stuff in a box, I would be like, what do you do with this? Like, do you just leave this in the backyard with a sign, this is what's left of the last person tried to break in the house? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what's practical?
Put a bird feeder on it.
Yeah. What practical application to some of these things? And I remember that I pulled a package of anal beads, and I asked the guy, I go, what do you do with the? I really didn't know. This many years ago. And he explained. And I said, do you realize that most people live in terror that something's going to come out involuntarily? Like, why would you pull something out on purpose? And then this was the kicker, McKickerton. The package said, dishwasher safe. And I'm thinking, I want to know who bought these. I am never having a casserole at their house. Like, who does? Like, and then the end of the bit, so to speak, the button, was all these beautiful young kids in these luminescent cowboy hats. I said, do you guys ever just lock the doors and just all do each other in here? And they all looked at each other like, who told her?
Wow.
It was amazing. It was the perfect out on the bit,
So I'm wondering if you're a bottom, if you still want the big hog.
Some do.
Well, I'm not saying some don't or do. I'm saying in general, are you shopping? If you're a top, you got a big hog. Are you a little less? Like, what if you're a top and you just got a massive hog and, are you going to have trouble finding bottoms? That's what I'm saying. Like, does it slow your roll a little bit? I
can't answer, but from a woman's perspective, the biggest one I ever saw was on a slim Jewish guy. And I took one look at it and I said, I don't know how to break this to you, but like you're getting a hand job. Like that's not going inside of any part of me because I will be whistling like a Coke bottle. Like it's not happening. And he said, and he was a good-looking guy, charming, lovely guy. And he said it was a problem for him. He said it happened to him all the time. The guys always brag about wishing they had a big one. And he said it's an actual real problem. When the guy needed to just have like his own music on his phone. It was just pre-cell phone, but it like da, 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 like circus music. You know what I mean? He needed some kind of a warning what was going to happen.
So you just gave him the hand.
I did. I was like, I don't know how to break this to you, but there's no way anything can happen with that. Like,
in terms of bad news, that's flattering bad news. You know what I mean?
You would hope.
I would say he was okay with it. Although I would probably argue that having a huge hog is sort of akin to having huge tits, and that the women that have them don't really like them because they can't. They always say, I wish I could go jog. I wish I could go do
my
this.
Shoulders, my
back hurts,
yeah.
deep bra straps and stuff. We go, oh, she wants those big titties and he wants that big dick. But it's probably a little more of a hassle, big picture in their life, right?
I think closer to the middle of the continuum is probably, what most people are happy with when they see. Nobody likes a surprise in either direction.
If you have a microphallus, I got into this with Heather Locklear, who says she's been around a few of them.
I think most women have.
You've been around a micro?
I saw one on a very attractive, well-built guy, and it was like a kid's thumb.
Do you have to give the gal a little heads up?
I got none.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think if you have a massive hog or you have a microphallus, at some point after the dinner and after the drinks, when we're making our way back to your place and we get up to the bedroom and you light a candle, I feel like I got to do a little preamble before the pants drop. Like, just to try to, pardon the pun, soften the blow just a little bit, like a little,
I think that's true of a lot of things. Like, I feel like it's different if you're not going to be long-term intimate with somebody. But if there's a chance that there's going to be some sort of relationship, I remember I did a whole radio show on things you should disclose and things that you shouldn't. And I think if somebody's on serious medication or, I had a guy just tell me right out, he said, I'm in remission. I'm taking this very serious drug by Novartis. I have cytoblastic leukemia, but right now I'm in remission. And I thought that was very cool. And I said, if you're not married and you're not gay and God gives you a hall pass out of this relationship, I'm okay with that. He said, I just felt I needed to tell you, like, I could come out of remission and die very quickly. I was like, I can handle that.
That's a guy who wants a blowjob who's lying.
No, he really did die.
Oh.
People would ask me, do you have a boyfriend? I'd say, let me call home and see if he's alive.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Okay, the guy, Dawson, who allegedly has the biggest hog, is that guy, Jonah Falcon.
How do you know this?
Because I saw him like highlighted literally on some MTV thing once. I swear to God, memories from the 2002 or something. But I think his name is Jonah Falcon. He's a sort of goofy white guy.
What do you want to know?
I probably heard him on Howard Stern or something like that.
Widely known for the world's largest penis.
13 and a half inches erect.
Right. And he's just, I feel this way. Hey, you know who Jonah Falcon is, Dawson?
Although he's the one who measured it.
Okay, but
has anyone seen it?
He hasn't allowed any proof.
But he's
in the Guinness World Record?
He can't pull this off with a 7-inch dick, though. He's I don't know how he's done it. But okay, here, Dawson, he's our Tiger Woods. Because we can say, hey, brothers, I know you guys think you dominate the sport, but guess what? Guess who's got the biggest hog? White dude. How do you like me now? So anyway, I was sitting around at home. All right, here's some homework for you, Andrew. There is an announcer for the NFL. I think it was on Thanksgiving
goofy looking.
When the NFL was playing on Thanksgiving Day on Netflix. I think was there something, Andrew, over like for Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving game were on Netflix. Give me the name of the two guys who called that game, and then I'm going to tell you who has the biggest hog in the world, and I'll tell you that. All right, so we'll figure that one out. I was sitting around on Thanksgiving thinking these thoughts. So Jonah Falcon,
Chalk it up to the tryptophan.
has the biggest, and had the turkey yet, has the biggest.
Well, it wouldn't be Tony Romo because you would remember that name.
Tony
I think like
Romo.
Iron Eagle or something like that.
Yeah, what's his first name?
He dated
Ian?
Jessica Simpson.
I don't think it's Ian.
Ian.
Yeah, I think his son is in there, but I don't think his son was on Thanksgiving Day.
Ian and
All right.
Eagle.
Oh, okay. So who? Oh, Noah. Sorry. Noah Eagle is the guy called that game. Now, my whole thing, if Jonah Falcon has the biggest cock, then Noah Eagle has an even bigger cock. Which
Has to.
basically,
Yeah.
I was doing the bird math.
Jim Eagle.
Hog size. So this guy, I've decided that Noah Eagle has a bigger cock than Falcon.
How do we know this? How did you come to this?
Well, you look at a falcon, and then you look at an eagle, and you go, "What's the more superior bird?" Falcon's nice. Falcon is a a queen or a jack, but eagle's an ace. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Falcon is swift and cunning, and the eagle is just huge.
He just sits on a tree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guinness Book does not officially recognize the category of largest penis. They don't officially recognize it. Well, I got to tell you, they have to verify. When we did the most downloaded podcast, the guy flew in from England, and we had to put him up at a hotel. Yeah, because if you think about Guinness, they can't just do shit over the phone.
No.
And they also can't pay to fly a guy to England and stay at a hotel for every Yahoo that's got some crazy claim. They would go broke. So they basically go, if you're serious about this, we'll come out and like verify it or whatever, but you got to pay for the hotel room.
That's cool.
It's kind of weird, but it makes sense
Of course.
if you think about it. So the micro penis, no heads up.
Here's what generally I have found that men do. They compensate. Usually men with a micro penis, and I've only encountered two in my whole life, but both of them were like ardent maker-outers. Like the foreplay was amazing. Like they figure if sex is a meal and the entree is going to be beef jerky, the side dishes better be amazing.
Yeah, or maybe just jerky, which is what he has to do when he gets home. So they're saying really pile on the cream spinach.
Yeah.
And the mashed potatoes.
Absolutely.
Because that steak is only 3 ounces.
Right.
Ah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Overcompensation.
Yeah, absolutely. If the side, and I'm going to tell you a secret. If the side dishes are amazing, women can often overlook a burnt tiny entree.
I get it.
They can. They can.
You want the Wagyu. Everything sounds sexual in that. So I agree, because women are wired that way a little bit different.
Right.
So I swear to God, when I was talking to Heather Locklear about it, I swear to God, she ran into a couple herself. Is this more common than we think, this micro penis? Because I just feel like
every woman has a story.
Yeah. And
every woman has a story.
Weird is like, I was on, maybe this is like peanut allergies. Like this shit didn't seem to exist when I was in high school. I went to high school. I played football for 3 years. I hung around a locker room with dudes, and they all had hogs on them. And then I had my friends.
Well, they tend to avoid those kind of situations. It's like bedwetters don't go away to sleepaway camp.
No, you're right.
I think the small hog guys, it's kind of like you're saying the teachers want to be teachers, you know?
Right.
I think the little dudes are like, you know what, I'm going to avoid situations.
Self-selecting group.
Yeah.
Right. Because I didn't, and I had my friends, and I knew what all their dicks looked like.
Yeah.
And people think that's gay, but it just
No, it's
we just
dudes.
knew what
It's
they knew.
dudes.
I knew my dudes. We broke into the Mulholland Club, go skinny dipping every night during the summer and stuff. I knew what everyone's dick looked like.
Absolutely.
And
And
never
chicks know
saw
what
the
their
micro
friends'
penis.
You know, we know what our friends' boobs look like, and
Right. All right. So here's the interesting thing. It says 1.5, so 1.5 out of every 10,000. Jesus.
Yeah, essentially it's 1 in 10,000, really.
I think it's more than that.
It just means you and Heather Locklear are whores, basically, because in order to get to 2 micropenis, you had to sleep with 18,000 guys.
You had to see. Or we just luck of the draw. We were just unlucky. Just unlucky.
All right, so micropenis or giant hog, you don't have to give a heads up on.
I think you should hint. If it's a touchy subject, pun intended. If you're not comfortable, you know, it's like I say, there's things you just need to say ahead of time. You know, like some guys have 3 nipples. I think you need to let a girl know.
You gotta know.
When I take my shirt off, this is going to look peculiar.
Right.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah. And even health things, like I say, people need to know. You know, that if you have asthma or something like
herpes.
Yeah, well, that's a given. You know, people have to tell. But it's so weird how
I slept with a girl who told me afterward she had herpes.
After. That's not cool.
You know what? She was a model.
But you didn't have if she wasn't having an active breakout, maybe she just felt like you were safe.
I was such a loser. I was still thankful. I literally was. I was like, thank you anyway. I was thankful.
Was it a good time?
Yeah, she was a model, and I was, you know, kind of driving a truck and swinging a hammer, and I wasn't really.
It's sexy to some women.
Yeah, I did okay, but it was kind of few and far between. I had to kind of wait a while. You know, there was no show business part. I was just roommates and driving a pickup, and you know, but you know, I did good enough. I mean, there were 2 model friends, and I ended up sleeping with both of them. So I was. So
you were doing who's the whore now?
I know. One of them had a micro vagina. No. It was, I don't know where she had, whatever happened to her. Ended up being a doctor or something. I think one of them ended up killing themselves later on.
Wow.
It was one of those things where I was reading up, like, what happened to Beth, you know?
I do that. I look people up.
And I was like, where they end up or whatever. And somebody found that she moved back to Tennessee. And then it had one of those things where, like, you know, dead at 53, and then one of those she's finally at peace kind of things. It wasn't, you know, ovarian cancer or drunk drivers. I mean, just kind of a sort of finally at peace kind of thing. And I was like,
read between the lines.
That doesn't sound
one of the best nights of my life in January 93, I spent with a nice young man, and just for fun, I looked him up, and his obituary popped up, and it was like, you know, we're not children, you and I, but even still, you know, anytime anybody under 70 dies now, I feel really bad, like they were young, you know. But this guy was like 52, you know, he was young.
Yeah, I had another really good friend from the Groundlings who was. I've known some good-looking guys, but this guy looked like James Dean. And I've known some funny guys, and this guy was amongst the funniest guys most talented guys I'd ever worked with at the Groundlings. And he looked like James Dean.
Wow.
And he killed himself later on.
Then those things don't compute, do they?
Not to this guy who doesn't look like James Dean. Doesn't. No, I mean, it's nuts. But then you
The
hear
actor
about
Jonathan Rhys, beautiful man, great actor, attempted suicide.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did not know that. And then there's, Martin Short's daughter, just that. And then there was, who was the actor who, there was Carradine who just killed himself.
Well, that was autoerotic. I don't think.
No, other Carradine.
The other Carradine. Oh, yeah. You're not talking about in the closet waiting for guests to come in, Carradine.
No, different.
Grasshopper.
Robert Carradine,
Yeah.
who's been in here, and sweetheart of a guy, him too. Like, it's getting a little crazy out there.
Well, I think in our business in particular, people have these abnormal markers and expectations of what's supposed to happen.
Well, you have to think of it in terms of this woman I was speaking of. She was a beautiful, beautiful blonde. She came out here from Tennessee. She was the belle of the ball. Never really took
Traction.
off. Made some money, did some modeling, made a couple of B movies or whatever. Then at some point you turn 50, you realize it's not happening, and you move back to Tennessee.
Or you let Phil Spector shoot you.
Yes, you let Phil Spector shoot you. Unpopular opinion, but Phil Spector created such amazing music and so much incredible art that brought so much joy to so many millions of human beings. I would have never put him in prison. I would have given him a pass. I would have said, you've done so much good. I mean, it'd be like if somebody said, what would you do? If you go, look, here's the deal. You will invent a cure for cancer, but you get to shoot one cocktail waitress. I would go, you know what? Okay.
That's how I feel about Billy Joel. When Billy Joel wrecked into that house in Long Island, he crashed into those people's house in the early 2000s. I said, you're Billy Joel. They should have moved their house.
They should have picked that house up and moved it. Was he drunk driving or something?
It's a known fact that he's been on like most everything but roller skates for a minute.
Right. Did he kill anybody or hurt anybody?
No, I don't think anybody was hurt, but he like crashed into a house. But I said he wrote Lullaby. The house had to go.
I agree. Look, if it's an extreme
but
thing.
that's what they do in France. Don't you remember the woman that shot Dr. Tarnauer? Well, when you go to jail in France, they look at the entirety of your life.
I'll buy that.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
I think her name was Jean Harris, and she shot a diet doctor who was very abusive to her and et cetera, et cetera. But she evidently taught people to read. She was like amazing, and they let her out of jail early.
Listen, I'll take a look at your permanent record. Like, I want to know how much you paid in taxes, what kind of earner you are. Did you ever put your hands on anyone before this incident? You getting drunk at a Christmas party and driving home in the rain and knocking over some guy who's a busboy riding home on his bicycle. It's bad. But I want to take a look at the totality of your life.
Well, it's not the same as malice. We don't. The intention and malice have to account for something. It's not a level playing field.
I agree. Lana Clarkson was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was. Oh, she was the hot wife of the goofy professor.
Yeah, she did a few things before she ended up where she ended up.
Oh. All right. Let's give Monique a plug.
Thank you.
MoniqueMarvez.com is where you go for all the live shows.
Right.
Arts Garage in Delray Beach, Florida, coming up March 6th, and the 13th Avalon Theater.
That's in Easton, Maryland. Great spot.
That's where it is. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll say a bit adieu to Monique, and we'll do the news with Dawson right after this. Chime is changing the way people bank because it's built for you, not the 1%. They unlock smarter banking for everyday people. You can bank fee-free and overdraft coverage. Well, you can count on it. Earn up to 3% APY on savings. That's 7 times higher than a traditional bank. And they're rated 5 stars by USA Today for customer service. Real humans, 24/7. What a novelty. With their new Chime card, you can build credit history with your own money and get rewarded every single day. No annual fees, no interest, and no strings attached. I personally use Chime because I believe in banks that look out for the little guy. I know you're going to love it too. Am I right, Dawson?
Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/Adam. That is chime.com/Adam. It only takes a few minutes to sign up, and Adam Carolla Show listeners can earn up to an extra $350.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and the secured Chime Visa credit card are provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. See chime.com/feesinfo. Terms apply. Limited time only. Must open the new account and complete qualifying activities to earn rewards. Advertised annual percentage yield with Chime Plus status only. Otherwise, 1% APY applies. No minimum balance required. Chime card on-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. See chime.com for details and applicable terms.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
You swear?
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is the mindset. Free. This is the mantra. Free. This is the mindset. With movies like Interstellar, Dreamgirls, and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free. Huzzah! Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, got a hypothetical NFL player name for you. Defrauding banks. That's a D with an apostrophe. Later.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
That's a good one.
Not
The
bad.
apostrophe, defrauding banks. I don't know why. The leader is still Glendora Bevmo. And I don't know why that one makes everyone laugh. Oh, quick Mike August story for you, just because Dawson everyone enjoys a good Mike August story.
Absolutely. Right? I've lived a few of them.
I woke up this morning. Now, I'm going to set this against a backdrop of I was out of town doing a one-nighter in Colorado last weekend. Also, I did the Byron Allen show, which is like 6 tapings in one day. And my girlfriend's out of town doing a show in San Francisco, and I'm sitting alone in the condo, and my compass is a little off. Like, I'm trying to figure out days and dates. When you don't work,
where do I gotta be?
When you work weekends, do your days get?
What's today?
There's no difference
tomorrow?
between a Monday and a weekend. And so anyway, I wake up this morning and Mike had sent me a text, and I'd been up for like 5 minutes, and I was just sitting looking at this text that Mike sent me, and we put it up on the thing. It says, can you do Dallas radio in 9 a.m. hour Thursday morning?
Okay.
And I started looking at it, and I was like, Thursday morning? Wait a minute. Isn't today Thursday? And I was like, today's Thursday. Is that today? This morning? Thursday? What day? Oh, it's today? Must be Wednesday. Today must be Wednesday.
Must be.
Oh, then I go, wait a minute, I think today's Thursday. Today's Thursday, right? And then I go, oh, he must have sent it last night.
And you're just waking up to it. But,
yeah.
But then he would say tomorrow. But then all bets are off with August.
No.
I know.
Then I look, and it says, look at the time. Blow up the time. He sent it at 8:31 Thursday. Okay. He sent the thing at 8:21. He sent the thing 15 minutes before I looked at it. So I was like, oh, no, he sent this today. Oh, Thursday.
Okay.
Oh, it must be today must be Wednesday.
Today must be Wednesday.
So,
or he meant Friday. But go on.
So I go, yes. And then I wrote, today? And then he wrote, yes. So his way of communicating, if he wants you to do a radio phoner 20 minutes from now, is to not say, can you do a radio phoner 9 a.m. today? He chooses to say Thursday, which makes you think you're going insane because you go, he can't be talking about today. He's asking about Thursday. So
And
today
that
must
wouldn't
not
make
be
sense.
Thursday,
Right,
or maybe it's the
right.
next week.
Right, but you're
The
not
next
in
Thursday.
Dallas the next week. So this is all very Mike August.
Right. No, all it is they want to know if you can do a phoner on Thursday. So he writes phoner on Thursday. But he doesn't say this morning or today. That's what makes Mike Mike. And then Mike would defend himself by saying it's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Right.
Yeah,
and I would say, but nobody else speaks that way, and that's why it's super confusing. You can file this under when he'll go, it'll be Monday, and he'll go, can you do that show next Friday? And I'll go, next Friday or this Friday? Oh yeah, this Friday. I'll go, okay, but don't say next.
Next Friday is
the one after the right, but shouldn't have this. I literally sat in my living room in my bathrobe, and I convinced myself that today was Wednesday instead of Thursday.
Here's the thing, too, and Mike August listens to this show every day, and I love him for it. He's been with you for so long. At what point should he just know these things and know who he's talking to?
He doesn't know what he's sending. He doesn't know what he's sending. That's the whole point. But who is there another person on the planet that says
this
Thursday?
This is not new.
I know.
Mike August has been doing this for the 20 years I've known him.
I know. Thursday.
I love it.
By the way, Thursday, he means he sent it at 8:21. And he wants it for the 9 a.m. hour. He wants it in a half hour.
Yeah.
In a half hour, he wants. He's angling
He's
for a
setting it
half
up with the
hour from
radio
now. And he just
station
goes
for 20 minutes from now.
Thursday morning.
Right.
All right. Anyway. What do you got?
Fresno, California, big news coming out of there. A registered sex offender has launched a Fresno City Council campaign. To represent a district in Fresno.
This guy's got a look.
Very crowded field. But here's what he had to say about it.
Well, I believe Fresno deserves leaders that are honest from the very beginning, not the end. So going into this, I'm putting my life out there.
Up front about his status as a registered sex offender, Rene Campos is not running from his past as he runs for office.
I've been given the chance to rehabilitate through the courts and back into the system.
Charged with being in possession of child sex abuse material back in 2018, the Fresno native says he pled no contest to a misdemeanor charge. Now launching his campaign to represent District 7 on the Fresno City Council. He says his focus is on safety.
So I say, let's choose somebody outside the box, somebody who knows the system from inside out. Because I've experienced the laws that we are trying to reform right now.
Fresno County Clerk and Registrar of Voters James Coos says state law does not prevent a registered sex offender from running for office.
Once you leave prison, you're on probation, you actually are allowed in California to reapply and become a registered voter again, which would then make you eligible to be able to run as long as you are living in the proper jurisdiction.
Now, listen, this guy doesn't stand a chance in hell, right? Possession of child sexual content, abuse material. I'm not sure what that is. It could be
California
images or.
Yeah, I got it, Andrew. California's, we can elect anybody for anything. I would rather have him than Katie Porter or Gavin Newsom or somebody on that council. I really would, because he may have an idea or two I agree with outside. Above and beyond the sexual predators list, you know what I mean? Like, he may have some solid ideas about traffic or infrastructure or something. Well, I mean, if you're dealing with a Karen Bass or a Gavin Newsom or a Katie Porter, or Nithya Raman, they don't have any ideas that are good, right?
Right.
So the pedophile may have a couple of good ideas and be a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? And considering that I'm not a 9-year-old boy, then I just get the good roads that he's providing, and I don't have to worry about whatever he's doing on the weekend. So I might vote for him over a Nithya Raman type.
All right.
Who, by the way, you know that it's not a coincidence. It's not like, well, me and Nithya Raman or Gavin Newsom or whoever, we disagree on the school voucher system, but obviously we're on the same page with the border and ICE or whatever. I mean, you watch Trump's State of the Union. I agree with everything Trump says. They disagree with everything he says. So it's not going to be, it's not a scene where it's like, well, we may find some common ground on this subject or that subject. Their ideas are retarded. So you're going to be against every idea they have. Mamdani, It's not like you and Mamdani agree on this and that, but not the other.
Fresno in the Central Valley is a fairly conservative-leaning area, and it is possible that if every other candidate in this city council election leans towards Trump, and he's the only one who doesn't, he stands a very good chance of at least advancing after the June primary.
This guy's got the saddest thing ever, which is he had the big gauges in his ears.
Oh, God.
That stretched
you can
him
never
out.
take those out.
And now he's got the flappy skin there.
Yep.
I would be I'll tell you what I told my son.
What?
I said, listen, I don't like those big gauge hoop earring things, stretch you out like a native, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. And if that's a road you decide to go down, you can. But at some point at a Thanksgiving years from now, I'm going to get drunk and try to fuck that gauge. And we'll do it in front of everybody, including your fiance or whoever you're with. And it's going to be fucking ugly. So I'm not telling you not to do it, but anticipate this,
Yeah.
And you know what, Dawson?
What?
Not even a stud. That kid's got nothing.
There you go.
Nothing.
That's just
So
good parenting.
I'm going to call that a success.
Yeah.
Right there.
Regarding this Fresno city council
I
election.
also told him measure twice, cut once.
Right.
So it
Well,
wasn't
that
all
too.
weird sexual stuff. Some of it was
Sure.
regular homespun advice.
Absolutely. Well, my good friend Kinky Friedman always said that each elected official should serve 2 terms, one in office and one in prison. This guy already got prison out of the way.
You know what I told my son when he complained about me ear fucking him?
What?
I said, spare the rod, spoil the child. Yeah.
Yep.
He knew what it meant.
He knows. That'll shut him up real quick.
That's right.
Yeah. New photo floating around the internet. A photo of Stephen Hawking with 2 women in bikinis has emerged in the latest batch of the Epstein files. A family spokesperson said the 2 women were the late physicist's caretakers, and that the photo was taken at a science symposium in 2006. But it's all related to the Epstein investigation. Here's the thing. Right now, I produce our friend of the show, Ralph Pizzulo's podcast, Heroes Behind Headlines.
Love that guy.
And the one that we're into right now, he interviews the author of an upcoming Epstein-related book based on the account of a 20-year-old would-be model out of South Africa. And there is much more to this whole Epstein thing than everyone thinks. It's not necessarily just about children and sex with children. There's some real stem cell neuroscience.
Yeah.
Live forever. Weird effing shit.
Well, there
is
a thing, Dawson.
And so it doesn't surprise me that Hawking would be related to this.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just say something. Life. If you go, look, you fall off the back of a cruise ship, you're just trying to survive. You're trying to keep your head literally above water until somebody finds you. You're literally survival.
Right.
You're not really thinking about, oh, we're going to have sushi for brunch or something like that. All you think is live, right? And then if you can swim and get to an island, once you get to the island, you just kind of think about shelter and eating coconuts, and no one's thinking about eating a steak fillet or anything. It's just, survive. And most people are sort of in kind of survival mode. Like most people are paycheck to paycheck. They have the problems are like right in front of their face all the time. You know, it's a lot of shit. I got to get that roof redone, but I don't have $26,000. Shit, I maybe I could buy a tarp and put it over. When you get to a point where money is literally not a concern because there's literally so much of it that you can go to any restaurant order and it's everything. You've completely eliminated money, 100%. All the struggles that we have that are surrounding making money and the spending of money and I'd like a new truck, but I can only afford a used truck or whatever. All that, it's all gone. It's all gone. Then your brain sits around and there is no more struggle and there is no more work and there is no more concern and obsession. And you think about your life, 80% of the waking moments are sort of like, I got to get this, I got to go to work, I got to pay for that, I got to do this, I got another opportunity for that, I can work this, go and do this, going to go do that. Now you remove it all. Now you're into stem cells and living forever and drinking the blood of virgins and you'll start going into some places, right? Because everyone else is busy surviving all the time. And I don't mean surviving like trapping a wildebeest in the woods.
Sure,
I just mean just survival. You're working, you're taking care of shit. It's like stuff's got to be taken care of. These guys have removed all of that, and now they're into some sort of how am I going to live forever? Yeah. Because also, who the fuck wants to have enough money for 154 lifetimes and you died 63 and a half?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I got a 200-foot yacht. I want to spend some time on that yacht. I don't want to spend the last 10 years of my life on that yacht. I want to spend the last 200 years of my life on that yacht, you know? So that's why I think it always takes a turn for something, you know.
For the sinister?
It's could be sinister, but it could also just be weird. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of my Mick Jagger theory. When you get to fuck,
vaguely nefarious.
You get to fuck whoever you want for an extended period of time. Sure. Eventually, you just got to blow David Bowie or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to mix things up because it's just too. That's why I always believed in the Richard Gere gerbil story because you're fucking Cindy Crawford.
I've read
You're fucking Cindy Crawford. So what if you nail a raiderette? Who gives a fuck? You're fucking Cindy. Where are you going from here? You know what I mean? All the fat truck drivers who make $52,000 a year are fantasizing about Cindy Crawford. Richard Gere's tired of fucking Cindy Crawford. Mm-hmm. So where do you go?
Right.
Full gerbil.
Well, it reminds me of an article I read in Rolling Stone a long time ago about someone who was a roadie for Motorhead. Mm-hmm. And this guy was so like... there's so many drugs, and at first when you're picking girls to go backstage, he would, have fun with the girls. Finally, his whole thing isn't working because he's so riddled with drugs. He had girls line up and he threw lunch meat at them.
Right.
And if it stuck, you got to go backstage. So that's the things that you will do when money or other things aren't working. It's pretty disgusting. But one of the things coming out in this podcast, it's incredibly interesting, really difficult to produce. But what Epstein did with this one person is they were at he had a function in South Africa, and she happened to be in the same vicinity, sent people over to her, other young models, maybe 23, 24 years old, and said, hey, would you be interested in auditioning for this model thing, whatever. Then they say that people are interested in having you as a model, put them into a room, and then ask them questions like, how close are you to your family? What's your relationship with your father? What's your financial situation right now? And all these questions to find out if these people are kidnappable, essentially. Yeah. And then within a period of 36 hours or 72 hours, she was flown from South Africa to New York City. 4 hours later, she's on another plane to the Epstein Island. The next day, she's on another plane to Paris. And he would keep these girls isolated, hungry, and tired, and was really into mind control.
Epstein.
Yes. So there's a whole new wrinkle to this that I really hope does get exposed. But
well, what about the whole how'd he fucking make so much money? He wasn't even that bright a guy.
Right. That I do not know.
I did have to tell Chuck, who's in the tribe, he's a proud Jew, in the next room. He was excited that the hockey player for the USA team, Jack, was a Jew. But I had to explain to him Epstein's a Jew, too. So reel it in a little, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not so great. Not all of them. Not all of them are scoring winning goals, you know.
It's hit or miss right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of range.
You win some, you lose
we're doing
some.
very well for
Which
the first time
is
in a long
interesting because now Epstein was basically like an accountant. So you go, all right, now that's good old-fashioned Jew work there, but scoring pucks, you know, putting a puck in the net, it's not old school Jew work, but lo and behold, there you are excelling on the ice. But the accountant, not so much.
Wow.
You know, it's important to kind of keep people grounded. It's like Casey Kasem would say, you know what I mean? Keep your feet on the ground, your head in the stars.
That's right.
You don't say keep your feet and your head in the stars.
No.
Keep that feet on the ground. That's when I had to tune up Chuck about Epstein being a Jew the other day. That's what I was doing. I was just for his own good.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's just good. I hope you wrote it down, Chuck.
He didn't have to write it down.
Put it above your toilet.
Right there.
You read it every day.
That's right.
Yep.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Yeah, they're in the business of keeping your car on the road, everyone. They offer friendly, helpful service and all the knowledge you need. If I can't figure out something wrong with my car, sometimes I can't, but I usually use these guys for the race cars. A little more old school. You know, I'm not a computer guy. That's what you need with the new cars. But the old cars, man, you can pop that hood and get in there. They have thousands of parts in stock and can test your battery for free. Need wipers, a brake light, or a quick fix. They can get the right part. Everyone who works there is knowledgeable and they're friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly are your one-stop shop for DIY auto stuff in stores, online. Either way, it's always O'Reilly. Am I right, Dawson?
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
I swear. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is the mindset. Free. This is the mantra. Free. This is the mindset. With movies like Interstellar, Dreamgirls, and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free. Huzzah! Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
The FBI raided the headquarters of the LA Unified School District. Finally, we're going after corruption in California, fraud in California. The second largest school district in the U.S., as well as the home of the district superintendent, Alberto Carvalho.
Oh, we need more people of color in positions. What? They're just as fucking corrupt as everyone else.
This is an ongoing investigation. Exactly. This is an ongoing investigation, but we can confirm that a search warrant pursuant under seal, court authorized warrant, and no further comment. But the district is cooperating. We're going to find out where millions and millions and millions of dollars have actually gone, I hope.
Oh, well, California's going to be much worse than Minneapolis or Minnesota. But here's the thing. I'll put it to you this way, Dawson. It's what I don't understand. It's like Mandami's like, we need more money. We're going to have to raise some taxes, get some property taxes going. And it's always what's wrong with paying it. Abigail Spanberger, whatever her name is, Shriver, whatever her name is. I can't remember her name. But she's talking about raising right in Virginia. She's going to raise some of the tax. Okay. Like we said, New York City, the city, already has a higher budget than the state of Florida. and you want to just ratchet it up
Right.
little bit more, a little bit more. And by the way, I've lived here my whole life. It's always like, look, what we're going to do is we're going to do a half-cent
We're going to raise
tax
taxes
on each gallon of
every
gas.
time.
It's temporary, half cent per
It's never
gallon.
temporary.
And it just keeps rolling over. All I'm saying is this. We all live in this house, and there's two ways to heat this house in the dead of winter. We can either get a furnace that blows some hot air, which we have, and then shut the windows and shut the curtains and insulate the bottom of the door where the light's peeking through, and do it that way, where we'll be burning some of the furnace fuel, but we'll insulate. Or we can do what the Democrats do, which is leave all the windows open and just keep saying we need a bigger furnace and we need more fuel going into the furnace. The fuel into the furnace is tax dollars. And my thing is, how about we shut the windows? Like, look, I want a warm house. You want a warm house. It's a combination of putting gas into the furnace, putting heating oil into the furnace, but it's also a combination of insulation, shutting the windows, shutting the flue for the fireplace, and putting a strip under the door, the sweep under the door. Like it's both things. It can't just be more fuel for the furnace. How about you shut the fucking windows?
Right.
How about we stop giving millions and billions to NGOs and homeless NGOs and daycare and learning centers and autism research? Right? How about we doge it up a little bit, which is closing the window? And the fact that you guys spaz out when somebody says, why don't we close the window so all the hot air doesn't escape? And we'll still give you fuel for the furnace, but it's burning at such a rate right now that it's insane. What's wrong with closing the window? And they go, that's an outrage.
It's as if we have a hole in our gas tank and we have a lot of driving to do. And the answer is, well, we're just going to have to pull over and fill that more often. Don't fix the hole.
Right. Fix the hole and we'll put gas in it. All right, we got a classic.
This guy who is under investigation right now, one of Newsom's sweethearts. Newsom's a little long-winded here, but he gets to him.
He loves a Hispanic guy.
He loves
We've
himself.
seen improved academic achievement in every subject area, at every grade level, in every student group, with greater gains of test scores for Black and Latino kids.
He's lying.
That happened.
Yes. This
and
is not
that's
true.
happening in California's public educational system.
I think we're 49 out of 50 right now. I'm not 100% sure. It's a point of pride,
It's a point
though.
of pride that those gains are particularly pronounced in Los Angeles,
Oh,
the
yeah.
nation's second largest school district.
Really?
I just want to say this to the teachers, the classified employees, and to the parents
Yeah.
of LA Unified School kids. You should be very proud of your project, progress you're making, particularly proud of your leader, who's here, the superintendent of public education, Alberto Carolla, who's here with us today.
Can't even say his name.
Who's just been doing a remarkable job. Alberto, I appreciate you coming all the way up from Los Angeles.
Any chance I can crap on Newsom, I'll take. Yeah. I had seen this video as soon as this story came, and I said, great.
Yeah, he's great. He loves them all. He does this certitude thing about being number one, gains in, whatever. And it's like, LA Unified's a piece of shit. Yes. And it costs way too much to educate a kid. And by the way, there is no connection between the amount they pay and the grades and the test scores. Please get it out of your head.
Every single election cycle, we are faced with a new tax to pay for schools.
Right.
And the results are not there.
No.
The money's not
There's
working.
only, look, if the parents are involved, the school's good and the kids will get an education. If the parents aren't involved, then they won't. As I was explaining to Newsom when he was on our show, that certain cultures do not put the emphasis on education.
Family and education.
Like others, but I was attacked. Soundly attacked. That was the great Huffington Post headline from the following day, which said, Adam Carolla wants to know what's wrong with blacks. That's what I said.
Yep.
About Gavin
Well,
Newsom.
literally that was said. But
He
yes,
said,
no, there's context.
Black and
there's
Hispanics
nuance.
don't have access to
Exactly.
checking
He said,
out.
what's wrong with them?
I said, what's wrong with them? But I like the way Huffington
Why do
Post-
Armenians have it?
Why? I love that strategy. All right, let's do one more. What do you got?
A Los Angeles police officer has been charged with felony insurance fraud. He was spotted skydiving while on disability leave. He hurt his elbow while on duty in 2023.
Let me. All right, play it. Sorry.
And then
police.
Yeah, go ahead.
Officer finding himself on the wrong side of the law, charged with felony insurance fraud after he was spotted skydiving while on disability leave. The district attorney says Christopher Carnahan of Norwalk was claiming to be temporarily totally disabled at the time after injuring his elbow on duty, and the skydiving apparently wasn't a one-time thing. Prosecutors say Carnahan completed many skydives and also worked out in a fitness center. He's being held now on $100,000 bail. If he's convicted, he faces up to 6 years behind bars.
He's being held on a $100,000 bail. That implies that he hasn't posted bail.
Right. I will say this.
Facing 6 years.
Listen to me, everybody. When you give people an out, most people will take the out. If you say, look, people used to be God-fearing. They used to have dignity. They used to go, I can't be bought. Good day, sir. You know, that kind of stuff. Now everyone can be bought. No one has dignity, and no one's God-fearing. So God sort of kept you in line.
The only thing that stands in that way is dignity. But yeah, go on.
You start saying, you know, Americans with disabilities, if you can't, you know, if you go to the bathroom at the restaurant, there's no grab bar next to the toilet and you're in a wheelchair, you can't sue that, right? Then a whole cottage industry of lawyers pop up who sue restaurants. That's all they do is sue restaurants. And they never go to court. They get paid. They settle. And the second you go, well, look, we're going to do this thing where if it's a discrimination lawsuit type thing where it's like wrongfully terminated because your ethnicity or because okay, then all of a sudden you can't fire a black guy, you can't fire a Mexican guy, you can't fire a lesbian because every single fucking one of them will go to a lawyer and then you'll just have to cut them a check. And it creates that. Now you go, well, we don't want discrimination. I don't want it either, but you've created something just like the Somali Leering Center. You say to a fucking mom who's poor, listen, if your kid has some Down syndrome or autism, you'll get an extra $1,000 a month. And it's a spectrum. So 9-year-old Timmy over there, is he ever, tune out when you're talking? Or does he ever go in his room and just lay there with the lights off or close his eyes when he's talking or something? Yeah, he does all that. Good, here's $1,000. Everyone's going to do it all the time because how fucking incredibly weak everybody is and how everyone is missing their dignity. And by the way, there's no such thing as being a man anymore and having quiet dignity or being stoic. It's just a bunch of fucking motherfucking money grubbing fucking pussies who just want free shit. It's all dogs at the airport. They're going to take advantage of everything. You cannot offer it. And you can't offer it on a fucking spectrum. And you can't have some fucking NGO that goes, hey, we'll take all the money from the concert for the fire victims and we'll figure out who gets the money. None of this shit works. It's going to be corruption everywhere. Every city, every town with a program is going to have corruption. Right. The program creates the corruption. If you say to a cop, a fireman, you can retire and you can get full pay if you fucking injure yourself on the job, then they're going to go, yeah, I spilled a cup of coffee in my crotch and I can't. And it's always, I can't walk. How many fucking people, you tell people about disability, all of a sudden everyone's got a fucking bad back and they're home. The dream of every person is not to work and get paid. That's what it is. Especially if your job involves having gangbangers shoot at you. Well, then you fucking do what you want to do, which is skydive.
But if you live in Norwalk, you should probably go a little further than Lake Elsinore to skydive. You're going to be seen.
I feel like these people they play it close to the vest for the first 6 months, and then they start getting sloppy and stupid. But anyway,
because they think they're smart. That's another effect of this. People think they're smarter than everyone else, and they're really stupid.
The system creates this, is my argument. So stop. It's like you can enforce it, or you can get rid of the system that creates it. All right, my cars, all the Newman cars, March 22nd, Santa Ana, California. I'll be there. We're doing a live podcast there. That's at the Jordan Family Classic Cars, and you can come by and say hi. Go to adamcarolla.com for that. Monique Marvez, everybody, at moniquemarvez.com. Dawson, any plugs for you?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the high seas all next week.
Oh, yeah.
Hosting Cruise to the Edge, the prog rock extravaganza.
Can't wait for the stories.
And other great shows coming up. Follow me at Los Angeles.
Till next time, Adam Carolla for Monique Marvez in Los Angeles saying mahalo.